Since the book's October 2017 release, her name was mentioned in the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Lynchburg newspaper, Chesterfield Observer, a number of places. So she was very surprised about that. She loved telling her story of being a code breaker at events in Washington, D.C., Charlottesville, Richmond, Lynchburg, and the Bedford D-Day Memorial. Now, she was 98 when she was doing that. So, but she also liked the fact that my brother and sister and I were being her event coordinators and chauffeurs. So, when asked how it felt to be famous, Mom would always say, "Fame is fleeting."
So I want to ask you a few questions, and well, answer however you'd like, because we want to hear from you. But let's start at the beginning. Tell us about growing up here in Lynchburg, about your family, what it was like growing up in the Depression.
Well, we didn't know there was a depression. I mean, if you don't have any money, you don't lose it. So.
Tell us about that. What made you want to go to Randolph Community College?
My mother told me to. No, it's true.
How did that door open up?
Well, my mother was from Lynchburg, and it was her hometown, and I was teaching school in a little town called Chatham, and everything was going to war. I mean, it was a very hard year of teaching. I got through it. I struggled through it. The teachers who were leaving were getting into war, or the women were doing whatever, and it was very hard. Everybody else's classes were getting passed down on me as very much as the youngest one got. So I went home and I told my mother I'm not going back there. She said that Randolph Macon was asking teachers of English and math to apply for a job in Washington. And it didn't say what kind of job, some kind of government job. Well, that sounded good to me at that point.
What kind of job did you think it was?
I had no idea, but it didn't matter. I graduated and
Talk about the interview at the hotel?
yeah, and she said that she understood that there were handsome men who were bringing women in. But no, I just saw a woman, and it was all right.
Where did you land in D.C.? Tell us about Arlington Hall.
Well, to begin with, I met into another teacher. She was a teacher from Mississippi, and she had been teaching in Mississippi, and we kind of met up together. And after a while, we rented a one-room apartment, and we took a lot of people in, but we never told anybody what we were doing. Never. We didn't even talk to each other about what we did. Only when we were at work. I didn't even know where she worked, and she didn't know where I worked.
Because there were severe consequences if you did talk.
True. Well, yeah, I was getting letters here and there from the War Department and different people, high-up generals. You must never, ever say anything in your life about what you did. And I didn't until I heard my son, who is a lawyer in Washington. He came to me he called me, and he said, "A reporter is looking for you." And I said, "What for?" And I said, "If I owe money forget it. He'll say that I said that. And he said she wants to know what you did during the war when you were working in Washington. And I said, forget it. So he said, well, she wants me to bring her in to see you. He did, and I said, well, I'll tell you, if you bring her in and sit there and show me the legal material you have that shows the archive is now open. It had just opened. You show me that you have that, I will consider it.
But you kept the secret for decades.
I'm sorry?
You kept the secret for decades of the kind of work that you did. I admire that.
Until that point, yeah, but she got it under me. Well, it didn't matter then because the archive in Maryland had been opened by the War Department. And a very smart writer. She had been given the right to write this book, and I never, ever thought this book would be told in my lifetime, and it almost was.
So tell us a little bit about what you did. What was a typical day like in Arlington Hall when you worked?
Well, there was no usual day, because when things got bad, and we could see that messages were flying back and forth within the enemy, Japan, we knew that something was going on, and then at that time, we worked every day, but at that time we would have to be working at night sometimes, and 6 days a week, and then also the 7, and to get the messages decoding and get them as fast as we could to our troops. That was the important thing.
So in a typical day, how many messages were you in charge of? It just varied?
I have no idea. I mean, however much they were heating up, you know. They had, at one time there, we realized that they were building up around the shores of Japan, building up large things of oil and foodstuffs. They were getting ready to spring them on us. So, yeah, we knew about it, and we were sending the troops in.
So pressure.
Pressure, I'll say.
A lot depended on what you were doing. Let's go back to the question of the secrecy that you had to maintain. What did you tell people you were doing? How did you keep the secret?
Well, at that time, you didn't have to tell anybody. They assumed you had a government job with all those people coming and going. You didn't have to say. And if they did say, you just say, I have a government job.
Yeah, the book talks about something I found interesting, the letter writing, that was such an important part of the culture at the time. You wrote letters to your family, obviously, but then to a lot of men in uniform as well. Tell us about that. Why did you do that? Why did you think that was important?
You're making me sound like a diva, and I was not.
You can't do that.
I had 2 brothers who were drafted right into high school. And as a matter of fact, one of them went through the Battle of the Bulge while I was there.
And you wrote letters also to some friends? You had a boyfriend in the service?
I told him not to ask questions like that.
It's all of it.
He did it anyhow. Well, I was writing to him to get rid of him. To break it off. And meanwhile, I was writing to another one whom I married and lived with.
What was the most challenging part of the job of breaking the codes?
Most challenging? Well, keeping the secret, I think, was the worst. But then it was not an easy job. You were doing it on wireless, you know. And you were just doing it by just numbers, strings of numbers. That's all you had.
To be
That's right.
encoded, and how did that happen? What was the process? Do you remember much of that?
Well, I just remember that it was long strings of numbers like that. You had to remember certain things about these long strings of numbers. And no, it was very hard. I will say it was very hard.
Phoebe mentioned the end of the war, and that you knew about the end of the war before just about anyone else. Tell us that story.
That is true. We had to that was before the president had gotten the word out. We had to stand up and promise we would not tell it until the next day, and we were scared to death. We were afraid to go home.
Thank you all very much. We appreciate you being here and hearing about the story of your mom and the other code breakers of World War II.